Hello and welcome. Now today we're going to be changing the starter on this Pontiac Vibe here. It is a 1ZZ. And this will work basically the same. It's a Toyota Matrix. So let's get to work, show you how to change the starter. So the first thing I'm going to do is disconnect the battery, which that was loose. That right there is a quick, easy way to do it. Before we get started, because anything was started, we want to disconnect the battery. Now to get started here, we want room. So the first thing we're going to do is take that 10mm there and that 10mm there, pull this rubber hose off to unplug the harness there on the fan shroud to pull the fan shroud out of the way in order to create some room. Now with the two bolts out that I showed you, this little hose disconnected from the radiator and the harness unplugged, all we gotta do is lift up, and we'll have to kind of slide it around, and there is a tab holding the harness on, which is also attached. Pop the tab, pull that out. Here's the new starter. See, we got this 13mm nut here and a harness, so we know what we're looking for to undo this real quick. All right, so now we got this little rubber boot, and we're gonna move that out of our way like so, revealing the nut there. Now that that's out of the way, the only problem I see is the actual harness right here, which you just push that in, and the problem was I wasn't able to see it. But little button right there on that end, and you just push it in and then pull the harness out. All right, that's all we have to disconnect from the back side. Now to get the starter bolts, there's two. There's one down here at the bottom, and the other one is actually easy to get to, and it's actually right here in the bell housing under the throttle body. All right, now it's 14mm, so it's right here under the starter. There we go. There's a little snug up on there. The reason why I'm doing the bottom one first is so that I can catch it in my left hand while unloosening the bolt on top with my right hand. Like it seems like I'm gonna have an easier time with that. I'll get this one all the way out of the way and save it, because the new one does not come with new, well, my new one didn't come with new starter bolts. Now for this one right here, you see right where I'm at. So there's not as much space, so we are trying to make sure we can actually, there we go. Now the thing about this is I'm holding it started with my left hand, and I'm gonna just start getting the bolt out basically until it loosens off enough to come out, because I'm not really worried about taking this bolt all the way off and out, because we don't need to, as long as we just get it out of the threads of the starter like that. Alright, now it comes with the new hardware. nut and the lock washer. Make sure to remove both those, because the lock washer is going to go back on top of the wire that goes there. So now we're going to drop that in. Just like we pulled it out, since we have lack of space. And we are going to get the top one started. Make sure you don't sit it on the wire like I just did, because then it doesn't sit right. There. I got some threads in the top one, so I know it's going. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab the other bolt and get it lined up. Get it started. And I'll get both of them going. Remember, the top one just has a lack of space for the ratchet, but we'll get it in there. It's pretty decent now. And what we're going to do is just snug it down at first so we can get the other one snugged down. Make sure you have the washer on the one you pulled out, on the bolt you pulled out. And since we didn't pull this upper bolt all the way out, we really don't have to worry about it. It should still be on there. Okay, that one's snugged down. And yes, I'm trying to make sure y'all have enough light to see. But sometimes repairs don't always give you the necessity of daylight. Alright, back over here. And you can use an extension if it makes it easier. Remember, this is aluminum. Don't go too tight. Just remember about where it came off at and basically how tight it was, and you should be fine. And if an extension doesn't work for you here, a deep well might give you enough space without being too long. Alright. Now the next step is back over here. Put this back in place like it was. Lock washer back on. Nut back on. Remember, this one's not, doesn't have to be overly tight. It's kind of snug it down. Slide the rubber boot back up and over. Plug the harness back in. There. And we'll put the fan shroud back in. Now we're going to drop the fan shroud back in place and slide it back in the tabs where it belongs. Then we put our two bolts back in, plug our hose back in, plug our harness back in. And make sure the harness clip is back in place where it should be. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the bolts back in. Alright, now fan shroud's in, tighten back down our battery. Alright, there it is. Starter replaced. It's actually very easy and very quick to do. Just take the fan shroud out of your way. One bolt or one nut for the positive wire going to the starter. The harness clip, easy. Push in, unplug. And then two starter bolts. Really simple, really quick. It's probably one of the quickest, easiest starter changes you can do, and you can do it yourself, save yourself some time and money. I hope this information proved helpful. As always, thanks for watching.